So a growing number of your former colleagues who served in the Trump White House say they are against Trump's reelection. They're using terms like threat to democracy. In fact, here's Anthony Scaramucci telling my colleague Nicole Wallace why even more people may not be speaking out. Take a listen.
Well, they probably don't like death threats, Nicole. I think we could probably start there. He will be way more organized this time. One of the reasons why that insurrection failed is that he didn't have the organizational skills. He doesn't have the executive management skills to run an insurrection properly. But he now has willing participants on that campaign that are way more organized than him. And so do not underestimate that.
Do you agree with that? And then is there anyone else you'd like to see speak publicly about their interactions with Trump?
Well, I absolutely agree with that. You know, the death threats are something that anybody who speaks out deal with all the time. But he's absolutely right about the organization. And he's going to, you know, I know people thought our first administration was a mess, but there were some really good actors in there trying to work for the country and stop him from doing things. That will not be the case this time. He will put only yes people in all of the positions of power, including from the vice president down to all cabinet members and the heads of agencies. And that's something that should really truly scare the American people. They will be organized. They're going to, consolidate power to the executive branch, which is going to, stop some of the levers that we have in our government to keep things, safeguarded. So absolutely, I think that people are afraid that he will become the next president and the kind of retaliation they will get if they speak out. And to answer your question, I would love it if every single person who ever worked with him in the White House or, in his business world would speak out about who he is. I think that there's power in numbers, and the more of us who speak out, the more the American people or Republicans will not be able to say, look, they're all lying, they're all disgruntled, because that can't be the case if more and more people speak out.
On January the 6th, Donald Trump is pursuing and articulating an agenda that is at odds with the conservative agenda that we governed on during our 4 years. And that's why I cannot, in good conscience, endorse Donald Trump.
You want to take a picture with me? A total?
Disgrace to the world.
Let's just do it and then be done.
And I also didn't like the way he was spouting the big lie. I thought that was irresponsible, but he took it much further than even I expected or anyone expected. And during this time, he was being told by lawyers in the White House that if he kept on doing this, he would spend the rest of his life tangling with the criminal justice process. And that's exactly what's happened. He shouldn't be surprised, and no one else should be surprised.
Well, the fact that
Trump is going to make a determination what he thinks is great for the country and what's fair for the country. But the fact that I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade after 50 years of trying, they worked for 50 years. I've never seen anything like it. They worked, and I was so honored to have done it. Well, I did something that nobody thought was possible. I got rid of Roe v. Wade. And by doing that, it put pro-lifers in a very strong negotiating position. Nobody did a job like I did, including Roe v. Wade, bringing it back to the states. What I did by killing Roe v. Wade, which everyone said was impossible.
Former President Donald Trump taking credit, as he should, for the overturning of Roe v. Wade, which took away a 50-year constitutional right to abortion access and health care for women. That issue, once again, proved decisive at the ballot box, handing Democrats key victories in Kentucky, Ohio, and Virginia.
This isn't hyperbole.
A vote for Donald Trump may mean the last election that you ever get to vote in.
This is an exaggeration.
He's a threat to democracy.
This is Donald J. Trump. He was the 45th president of the United States. He caused an insurrection at the Capitol. And sorry to ruin your Christmas, but he's running again. This guy is openly running as a wannabe dictator. Trump said he would terminate the Constitution so he could be president again. Do you know who also did that? Mussolini, Chavez, Pinochet, all of them shelved their constitutions to centralize power. Trump is planning to purge tens of thousands of civil servants and replace them with loyalists. Authoritarian Viktor Orban used the same tactic to dismantle Hungary's democracy. Donald Trump's chances of winning are very real. The alarm is going off. Everyone needs to wake up. We have a choice between protecting our democracy or letting Trump destroy it. It's time to get off the sidelines. We can't let Donald Trump get close to the Oval Office again.